Hello, everybody. I am so excited to dive into this. Today, we're going to spill the tea. There's no other way to put it on why so many of us are stuck in our body image, not feeling confident in ourselves, and how to make a change, how to actually break out of that in a way that's actually effective for us. So, today, I'm going to talk about why we're stuck, how to get unstuck, how to use this community and all of its resources to do that every single day, and then other resources for you that I have as well that are going to really move you along in your body acceptance and your self-love journey as quickly as possible. This is going to talk a lot about body image, but when we talk about body image, it is impossible not to talk about nutrition and food mindset and fitness and movement mindset, joyful movement, your relationships, your self-care, because body image and self-esteem are like this, and your self-esteem affects every area of your life. So first things first, why are we so stuck? Why are so many of us so stuck in this place with our body image? Well, the thing is, the traditional model of wellness these days isn't working. Like, it is just focused on these strict diets, it's focused on intense workout routines, it's focused on rigid beauty standards, right? Like this one look of how your body should be in order to be sexy, beautiful, worthy, with the little asterisk that that standard of what you should look like is changing constantly, which is just so frustrating. But this approach to wellness that we see on social media, in magazines, that we heard growing up, it is prioritizing these short-term results over your long-term well-being. And it leads you to these cycles of restriction or burnout, and then a lot of guilt and shame that comes with that, a lot of negative self-talk, which we'll talk about later as well. But for many of us, it doesn't address these like underlying emotional and psychological aspects of health. Like, we talk a lot about mental health these days, but the fitness and nutrition industries have definitely not caught up. We don't talk about body image. We don't talk about self-worth. We don't talk about our relationship with food often enough. And it promotes these all or nothing mindsets where any deviation from the plan, whether it's a fitness plan, a nutrition plan, a self-care plan, a skincare routine, is seen as failure, rather than encouraging what we all really need, which is flexibility, compassion with ourselves, with others, and like sustainable habits, like habits you could actually keep up with, no bullshit. You'll hear me talk about flexibility a lot in this community, in a lot of these calls, and a lot of your resources in the classroom, because it's one of my favorite words when it comes to this work. It's something that I've had to learn myself, something that's been very challenging to learn, but something that is absolutely possible for us to shift our mindsets into, that flexibility with who you are, how you look, and how you move through the world. So there's a lot of other people out there, especially on social media, and they are teaching us a lot about fitness, about wellness, a lot of things like that. But there's a lot of reasons that maybe you've worked with those people before, you followed them for a long time, and they didn't make you feel very good about your body. Maybe they didn't provide those long-term results. And it's because a lot of them are still relying on the same outdated one-size-fits-all kind of vibe that focuses usually on weight loss as the primary goal. And whether they say it's weight loss or not, it's usually making yourself look snatched or making yourself look like the TikTok trend that's like, I skipped dinner, so if you see me blowing away in the breeze, like it idealizes being as small as possible with disordered habits to get there, or just unsustainable habits, not always disordered, but for a lot of us, we are obsessive, we are all or nothing. But they miss the mark. They're really not addressing the root cause of your struggles, of your stuck points, such as emotional eating or perfectionism or negative self-talk. We're not working on those things. We're going to really struggle to have body confidence and also just sustainable wellness long term. They also really lack like personalized support. You are a unique individual and you need personalized approaches. That's why there's so many resources in the classroom here. That's why I chat with so many of you in the messages. That is why we have a Monday check-in every Monday, and I ask you a question about where you're at in the club feed. That's why you can post your questions and your wins as well, because everybody is so incredibly different in that way. But if we don't focus on how we all need that personalized approach, how we can help each other find that, how I help a lot of people do that through facilitating communities and group coaching programs, I do private coaching as well, all for those reasons. That's what we need to have the accountability and support to make lasting change. So without a focus on mental and emotional well-being, these approaches have probably left you feeling unsupported and disconnected from your body, and then also from what your definition of healthy is. Because if you are in the position right now or in the past of feeling like maybe I'm broken, like maybe I just can't figure this out, maybe I'm just not consistent, I'm so lazy, whatever it is, my body's just not meant to look a certain way, I have to emphasize that it's not you, it's the method you're using. We're here to break out of that. We are here to make a change. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel. It feels so hard to do this on your own because you are constantly bombarded with messages about what it means to be healthy and beautiful, and it doesn't align with what actually feels good. But you're receiving these messages constantly, especially on social media and in like the magazines we had growing up, the TV shows and the movies we see where the female protagonist is always a very small, thin, usually white woman. We have these pressures put on us every day to conform to societal standards, coupled with this like emotional burden you're feeling of all of the past failures, like of years and years of being exhausted and burnt out from this. And it's lowered your belief in yourself. We often put the blame in ourselves and say, you know, it's my fault I can't get healthy, my fault I can't make my body look a certain way, my fault I don't feel confident, my fault I compare myself to others. And it's just not. You've spent years and years being bombarded by these messages, and we have these deeply ingrained beliefs as a result that your worth is tied to your appearance and your productivity, and it makes it really hard to break free from that perfectionism and that self-criticism. But that's what we're here to do. So it's gonna be all right. But yeah, so we have external stressors like work, life, society, always on us, and then we have the internal struggle from everything that we've experienced in the past, including the society that we live in now. So the problem here that we want to solve is that we don't have the right approach. Society has not given us the right approach. Social media doesn't give us the right approach to feeling comfortable and confident in our body and taking really good care of that body. Your brain being part of that body, mental health as well, of course. All of these problems are caused by us not having the right method for success. And this is something that I learned in my own experience. I learned over years and years of obsessive dieting, of so many all or nothing mindsets and approaches, so many quick fixes that I tried to use, that this doesn't work. I lost all the weight that I had wanted to lose back in late 2019, early 2020. I hit my goal weight, and I had spent years and years dieting. I had done everything perfectly. I wasn't just obsessed with restricting my food and exercising. I was obsessed with my sleep, with my steps, with my skincare, with my mental health. I was what's called orthorexic. That's the subset of anorexia that I was struggling with in my eating disorder. But basically what that means is I was obsessed with doing wellness perfectly. And this is becoming more and more common these days. If you identify with that, feeling like there's never enough time in the day to be doing all the things you need to be doing, then you're right around the same wavelength that I was at that time. So I hit my goal weight, and I looked in the mirror after. It was a split bathroom, so one side had like the sink and the scale, the other side had the shower and the mirror. I weighed myself next to the sink, looked down, saw that number I had been looking for years and years, and was like, instead of, oh my God, it's finally there, it was like it's there. And I just felt so empty. And then I looked in the mirror, I moved to the other side of the bathroom, I looked in the mirror, saw my body, which looked the same as the day before when I hadn't hit that goal weight yet. And I just thought, I still hate what I see. And I am heartbroken to still hate what I see because I have worked so hard. I'm finally here. Everyone told me I'd finally be confident and feel good. And I don't. So it doesn't work. From someone who's done it and tried it and been successful at it, it doesn't work. So we need a new method. We need to address our root cause. So we need to get to the root of our body image and our self-esteem struggles, because a lot of those breed our inconsistencies in our wellness habits, gives us that perfectionism, that all or nothing mindset. So we are going to dig into these deeper issues when we are healing our body image. That's going to help us with anything like emotional eating or really negative self-talk, self-criticism. This club, this community, all of the work that I do with my private clients is designed to address root causes by focusing on mindset shift, emotional healing, and self-compassion. Without these things, you are left to just battle with yourself and with society alone, and it leads to these repeated cycles of frustration and failure. So we're taking a holistic approach. What that means is that we are focusing on all areas of life. So traditional methods that we've used in the past, everything from diet to doctors, compartmentalize wellness. So they treat physical health separate from emotional well-being. But in this format, in this space, we really believe in integrating all aspects of your life, mental, emotional, and physical, providing a comprehensive approach that is absolutely crucial for lasting change in your mindset, change in your habits. Instead of having that long list of these are all the things I need to do every day to be doing enough to take care of my brain, my body, my life, my career, my relationships, my friendships, all of these things, wouldn't it be so refreshing if it was just all one thing and all of those pieces fit really well together and your days weren't so exhausting, both to be in your mind and to be in your life? That's what this holistic view really allows us to have. It allows us to have balance. We release the burnout. We lessen anxiety so much. And we lessen this sense or fear of failure. So valuable there. Another thing that you need in this process is personalized support. I talked about this already, about how so many methods that we've taken for our wellness in the past, they really don't have that personalized support. So one-on-one support, you guys can message me. You guys in future calls will be in situations where you can have partners, like I'll pair you off, Zoom calls, and we'll do partner work. You'll give each other one-on-one support. You will build friendships and connections in this space. It's really what a huge part of it is for. And you're going to get direct support, at least from me, on exactly what you are facing. Again, this is why I share on a regular basis posts in the club that are catered to what you need, what you want to learn about, and I take your feedback and I take your questions and I respond to them. This is essential for us when we need guidance, we need accountability, we need encouragement, and all of us need all of those things, but you need it tailored to your unique struggles. This is why scrolling on social media has not fixed all of your problems. If scrolling on social media was going to give you all of the information you need and also the accountability you needed to do that, then it would have done it by now. Social media is a place where we often get stuck and we scroll and we compare, and it actually negatively impacts our mindsets towards ourselves versus having a community online where you can still use your phone to access it, but you don't have to be surrounded by all of the overwhelm, the nervous system dysregulation that is social media and makes you compare yourself more and more. Having a place like our online community to give you that accountability, that guidance, that encouragement, and give you all of the resources that you need, still be on your phone, still have your phone time, but not feel so shit. That's really, really, really what I want to create for you guys and what we've already created, which has been so beautiful. But it makes us feel a bit isolated and overwhelmed when we are navigating these things on our own. So that's why we have this space. Another core facet that I want you to strive towards and that I will teach you to have is sustainable habits and sustainable mindset. Sustainable, flexible, consistent, those are our core focuses here. Many programs or approaches or diets, quick fixes or lifestyle changes that we have taken in the past, they aren't sustainable long term, and they leave you feeling like you are not capable of creating and maintaining changes and results in your life. However, we're going to focus on building sustainable habits and a resilient mindset that empowers you to make lasting changes in your life. This means believing in yourself. This means quieting the negative self-talk. The negative self-talk is exhausting. It is so tiring. And what we are going to do is teach you to be kinder to yourself, but not in a way that just gives you a free pass to never put in effort again. In a way that encourages you to show up for yourself, actually makes you want to show up for yourself. And this is how we finally break free from the perfectionism, from the all or nothing mindsets, from so many things that don't feel good, but we can't really get out of. Perfectionism is a major barrier for many of us. It makes us have these unrealistic expectations for ourselves and really harsh self-criticism. I will teach you how to have more realistic expectations in this process, but this whole community, any work that I do with my private clients as well, specifically targets releasing perfectionism, all or nothing mindsets, and rebuilding more realistic expectations for our days, for our wellness, for our bodies, by teaching us to release this need for perfection and instead embrace progress. Without this, we just stay feeling trapped in our high standards for ourselves. We are unable to appreciate progress that we're making. We won't see the progress, therefore we'll be discouraged, therefore we're more likely to quit. This is going to allow us to maintain a healthy relationship with ourselves. So I really want you to be able to create a positive relationship with food in your body. I'm going to go over some of the resources in the classroom in a moment and show you exactly what to do depending on what you're struggling with. But overall, we are going to rebuild your relationship with food and your body from a place of love and self-respect. This is not something that you have been taught to do before. This is going to be a new skill. This is actually something that you've been taught not to do for years and years by society, by diet culture. And we are going to stop controlling and punishing our bodies in a way that doesn't feel good. And we are going to take this transformative shift that is so often lacking in other approaches. Without this, we are going to stay negative. We're going to stay stuck in a restrictive mindset, and we're going to keep staying stuck in the cycles that we are trying to escape. So this method, this community is so different from anything that you have ever done before, because we genuinely want to empower you and we want to build your self-worth. And I say we because this is a collective experience. Even when you work with me one-on-one, you'll hear me talk about how you've now upgraded your team of one on your journey to a team of at least two. And it can be really valuable to have this community and that support. But this is not something that's common online. Even when you follow people on social media who are body positive, they might give you inspiration, but a lot of people do not teach skills. And what I really care about is teaching action and skill so you can actually change your life. This is what empowers you. This is what actually feels like you have positive control over your life. This is what breaks free from societal standards, internalized beliefs that don't make us feel good and make us feel like the only thing that matters is my appearance. This empowerment, this genuine empowerment, not just using that as a buzzword, is your key to long-term confidence and happiness. And there are steps you need to take specifically to do that. But without this, you will continue to struggle with low self-esteem. You'll continue to feel inadequate. You'll continue to compare yourself to other people. You'll stay on these all or nothing cycles with starting exercise and then falling off, starting to cook at home and then falling off of it, whatever these healthy habits you want to have for yourself, because you do not feel truly content in your own skin and you do not feel like you deserve to feel good. And that is the mindset that we are changing. So these problems that we have overall, now that you understand where they come from, why things haven't worked in the past, why you're stuck, and what we're going to do differently. We are going to dive into a couple of the resources in the classroom that are going to be really valuable for you to take a peek at, for you to dive into, depending on where you are at. I strive to provide the right tools, the support, and the mindset shifts that will empower you to overcome all of your challenges and achieve lasting success. I did all of the quick fixes. I did all of the diets. I got to the goal weight and I was still empty inside, and it didn't fix all of my self-esteem issues. So I am very anti-bullshit because it is what I fell for so long. And that's really what I strive to provide for you here. No more incomplete solutions that fail to serve what you need. We're going to give you what you need and tell you exactly how to do it so that you can change your life. And if you're still watching this, if you're still here, then I am so incredibly proud of you because there's so much good stuff that you're going to get out of this. So let's talk about a couple key resources that I really want you to be able to dive into in our classroom. And I'm going to actually share my screen on the Zoom and show you because there's a lot of good stuff in here, but it can be a little bit overwhelming when you start. Like you might not know exactly where to start. So let's share my screen. I'm going to do this right here. Perfect. So we have a lot of really amazing stuff that is in our classroom here. Really briefly, I'm just going to give you an overview. We have some techniques for improving body image. You're going to start by exploring just some practical techniques to boost your body confidence. Think about using like positive affirmations, engaging in mirror work, taking an intentional approach to journaling, all to focus on what your body can do versus how it looks. That's our goal, right? We're going to overcome some negative self-talk. That is our inner critic, and it is absolutely necessary to learn how to reframe negative thoughts. If you are walking through your day knowing that you're mean to yourself, but not knowing how to stop, this is how we do that. There is so many resources in the classroom about self-talk. Specifically, there is one video I am thinking of that is going to tell you my self-talk formula, which teaches you how to use a 4-step process to take a negative thought and transform it into a positive one, not in a way that's just a positive affirmation, because that doesn't mean that much to us, right? It doesn't really stick, doesn't heal the root of why you're so unkind to yourself. I have a 4-step formula that is actually going to teach you exactly how to get to the root of that thought in a way that feels good and safe, and then transform it into something that feels good, but that you actually believe. That is super powerful. And then we have practicing self-compassion. Again, I've mentioned this along the lines of flexibility and being consistent and being compassionate towards ourselves. Realistic expectations, lessening our perfectionism, breaking those all or nothing cycles and habits, all to help you be gentle and kind to your brain and body. So under this umbrella of your body confidence and your self-love, we have those techniques for body image, the negative self-talk, and the self-compassion. In our classroom, we've got our Hot Girl Mindset Shifts. You cannot access this whole course because you have to upgrade to Balanced Baddies Pro in order to get the rest of it, but you can still dive into some of that there. We've got journal prompts, and there are resources on negative self-talk. If we go into sexy summer body image, there's also resources on self-talk. There's resources on releasing comparison, which is huge, and there's a lot of body image tools in there. So definitely dive into there as well. For the next really important aspect of feeling good in your body, accepting your body, and having really consistent health habits, that is breaking free from diet culture. So if you've been telling yourself that you are the problem for so long, time to get educated on diet culture. It's time to understand what exactly that means and where it shows up in your daily life. It shows up in your mindset all the time. I can promise you that. If you are someone that has existed in our society for long enough, if you are old enough to be able to even read and write, then you've been affected by diet culture. So in our Freedom University course, this top middle one here, one of the first videos there is actually a deep dive into diet culture. And also there's a video on the connection between diet culture, food mindset, and body image. So if you're someone that struggles with your body image and maybe your relationship with food as well, not a coincidence that you struggle with both. It's not shocking. Diet culture made you feel that way. Let's break down exactly what it is and how to break free of it. I also want you to start shifting your focus from your weight to your overall well-being. The best way to do this when you're starting out in the club is our 7 Days to Thrive challenge. So in the top left here in your baddie orientation, you go through a couple quick orientation videos, and then there is a 7-day soft challenge, which means it is low pressure. You need to do that challenge if you haven't already. It's a compassionate invitation to hold yourself accountable. There's a structure in there that will allow you to hold yourself accountable to the group as well, because you will share your progress each day in a way that feels comfy and safe and exciting. It is a soft challenge, meaning that it is not overwhelming. It's very small steps you can take each day, but that very quickly expands your perspective of your wellness and your worth, because we're going to cover so many areas of wellness that have nothing to do with what your body looks like. So your 7 Days to Thrive challenge in there. And then I want you to really be able to develop a balanced approach to nutrition, because again, diet culture has messed up so much of what you think and believe about your relationship with food. So you can dive deeper into Freedom University, this course. You can also dive into Nourish Your Soul. You can't access the full thing because you have to upgrade to Balanced Baddies Pro, but there's still a lot of stuff in there that you can access, and that is all about realistic meal creation. So grocery list planners and recipe inspiration, my personal recipe Pinterest boards, all realistic recipes that I would actually eat, not diet meals or things that don't taste good, things that are good for our nutrition but still taste good. Yeah, grocery list generator, and then taking those groceries and making it into meals. Huge. If you want to cook at home more, or you feel overwhelmed by cooking at home, or you feel like you're not eating healthy enough at home, that's really going to expand your mindset towards food while also making you easily create meals that are budget friendly, time friendly, and taste good. So with all of that being said, you're going to learn about a lot of food mindset things. You're going to dive deeper into intuitive eating. You can overcome some emotional eating if that's something you struggle with. And we're going to find joy in food without guilt. Last week, we ran a masterclass all about honoring your cravings without guilt. That is in the community. It is in right down here, the vault. That is where all of our past call recordings will be. If I click on this, I can actually view it. Look, how to honor cravings without guilt under masterclass recordings. There's some bonus resources. And then there's also like 8 podcast interviews I've done that are like an hour of me covering so much information. Those are so valuable to watch as well. But if you want to lessen emotional eating, if you want to be a more intuitive eater, if you just want to eat nutrient-dense foods without thinking so much about food, then this is going to be really good for us here. And you're going to be able to find the joy in food again without guilt in a way that's going to be really lovely and really, really, really affirming and give you a lot of confidence in how you take care of yourself, and also confidence in how you look and how you show up in the world. We can't talk about food without talking about movement, such an essential part of our wellness and how we care for ourselves. But we've got a lot of movement resources in here. We've got Move It, this consistent fun exercise course. That's really where I want you to start. I've got some other resources on movement, but I really want you to start there. We are reframing exercise as a celebration of what your body can do. We are finding enjoyable ways to move your body. If you're someone that believes that you don't enjoy moving, or you struggle to get back into movement because you're dreading it, or you do stuff that you know you don't like because you think it's what you should be doing, let's find an approach to movement that genuinely makes you want to move your body most days, if not every day. So we need rest, and rest is very important, as you'll learn. But let's find an approach to movement that reminds you that you actually do naturally crave movement and seek it out when you have the positive mindset towards it. I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that. We're going to make a chart. It is such a good thing to do. And then we have balancing our rest and our activity in that as well. Rest is an essential part of movement. You need to make peace with rest. Rest is an essential part of movement. You cannot move if you do not stop sometimes. Resting also doesn't have to be just like laying down on the couch and doing nothing. It's okay to not be productive sometimes. I can't stress that enough. But rest can just be allowing yourself permission to not move all the time, to not always be doing something. So if you're someone that really values productivity, like myself, but you also can struggle sometimes being a little bit hard on yourself if you're not productive enough, this is going to be really valuable for balancing your mindset towards rest and productivity, as well as rest and movement. So you're working on your mindset towards movement, but you're going to improve your mindset towards all of your being at the same time. So there's a ton of stuff in our classroom. I mean, I barely touched on it, but that's where to start if you're focused on certain things like your body image, movement mindset, food, self-talk, all of that good stuff. The way that you're going to use these resources to actually make a change, though, is to do your absolute best to show up in our community, because you are essential to building a supportive community. The importance of connection in your journey, in your strength, and in your healing, I can't stress enough. You grow and heal and learn so much faster when there are other people around you. So if this is something that you want to be stronger at, you want to be better at, do it with other people. I can't stress that enough. You will discover the importance of nurturing this community in your own life, especially as you start to feel yourself not want to be on social media as much. Again, you want connection, you want digital connection, you want to be on your phone, that's great. But as you start to kind of detox from social media and realize that it doesn't make you feel very good a lot of the time, you will come back to a place like this. You'll be really grateful for the community that we have built here. I know that I am every single day. I get to be on my little laptop or on my phone and talk to people who understand me and who want to see me grow and appreciate the work that I do, which I love you all, but value my imperfection and value my commitment to healing and helping myself. And that is just like when you're playing one of those car racing video games and you can press the button that makes the car go like way faster for a second, like the little nitro boost. Being in a community that supports you through this journey, that's you pressing your nitro boost and like zooming forward. You will move so much quicker in this process if you have people supporting you. It's also why people work with me privately as a coach. If you've never worked with a coach, this is why people do it. It's why people hire personal trainers. It's why people have therapists. It's why people have best friends they can vent to. It's all about just finding the right person to support you, and depending on what your journey is and where you're at, body image, food mindset, movement mindset, balanced wellness, a coach like me is probably perfect for you. That's why people have this. That's why they do it. It's why I did it. It's why I became it. And it's really beautiful to share your experiences with others, especially when that person, like myself, or even other people in this community, can help you move forward even faster, not just with affirmation, but with tools, with insight, so much good stuff. So connection to your community is essential. We're also going to practice some tools for just daily self-care. You need to simplify everything in here before we do a lot of the deeper work. We can do them at the same time, but it's a lot easier to unlearn your limiting beliefs and do your inner child healing and stop comparing yourself to people every time you leave the house if the daily workings up here are just like a little bit easier and simpler. So stress management technique, simple, balanced, realistic, healthful habits. That's why we do our 7 Days to Thrive challenge. You will establish some new momentum for all of the ways you take care of yourself, your nutrition, your mindset, your fitness, your self-care, your relationships, so many other things for that reason. But stress management, easy, healthy, small routines, and then setting realistic goals. I've said this 1,000 times in this call already, but I will teach you how to do that. It is hugely important if you are hard on yourself, if you have negative self-talk, perfectionist. We are going to set realistic goals and we are going to celebrate your damn progress. You don't post in the group about your wins and we can't celebrate your wins. So that's all I'll say about that. With all of this in mind, you're going to be changing a lot of your mindsets, and you're going to be changing how you see the world and how you show up in the world in a way that's really helpful and positive for you, but it might be uncomfortable for other people, and it might be uncomfortable for you seeing how you used to think and how people around you think. You'll become more aware of how other people talk about food, how they talk about their bodies, and you will learn how to set boundaries in this space. But you're going to develop a more critical eye for these unrealistic standards, for the bullshit that is social media and beauty standards. I'm going to run a masterclass very soon on industry secrets on social media, someone that's been on social media for over 5 years now as a professional. There's so much shit you don't know, and it is shocking. It is terrifying. But you're going to learn how to critically assess images and messages that you see on social media, not compare yourself so much, understand the prevalence of misleading information, and really learn how to discern for yourself what's right for you, because there's so much information online, it can be overwhelming. You're gonna cultivate a more positive relationship with your phone and with social media. I'm never gonna be someone that tells you like, never go on TikTok again. But when you open an app like TikTok or Instagram or YouTube Shorts, I want you to feel comfortable and confident and not be so affected by what you see there. Not get off of those apps feeling like you're not doing enough with your life or with your body. So we're gonna develop some resilience. We are going to do more than just following body positive people on Instagram, which is a great place to start, but it's not enough to heal those deeper wounds, those deeper struggles. And we're going to build so much resilience towards external pressures. So you'll develop these strategies for building resilience against cultural pressures, against societal pressures, against beauty standards, and we'll set boundaries with our media consumption. We'll practice our self-affirmation, and we'll surround ourselves with positive influences, which is really what this community is. When you show up for this community shows up for you. So, we can't celebrate you if we don't know what's going on. We can't help you if we don't know what's going on. But overall, we are going to strive for body neutrality over body positivity. You will feel more positive towards your body in this process, but body neutrality is so much more realistic, especially if you have ever felt like it might not be realistic for you to be obsessed with your body. Body positivity puts this pressure on us a lot of times to love how we look all the time, and it's just not realistic. Versus body neutrality allows you to accept your body and appreciate your body and be at peace with your body without necessarily needing to be in love with it all the time. So we're going to strive for body neutrality in that way. We're going to focus on what our body can do versus how it looks. And it's going to be okay to not love your body every day. We're going to know that acceptance is a more attainable goal, and it's something that is, more realistic for a lot of us in the beginning. So you'll explore really practical techniques for practicing body neutrality, like focusing on like your body's function, on what food does for your body, how mindset can shift because of movement that you're doing versus eating and moving a certain way just to change how you look or punish your body. You're going to become a lot more naturally grateful, resilient, and positive in this process. And that's going to allow you to distance yourself from your appearance so much. And we're going to focus on our functionality over our appearance. So you'll reinforce the idea that your body's value doesn't come from what you look like. It comes from your functionality. It comes from your ability to experience the world. That's what your body does for you. You'll be encouraged to shift this focus. I'm going to give you all the tools to do this, from how you look to what you can do, and just nurture a sense of appreciation for your body overall. But if you are someone who has tried for years and years to accept and love your body as it is, this is going to be the game changer for you. And you have so many resources in this community that are going to allow you to do that. This is the overview of your roadmap to success. There's a couple more things that I just want to show and share really quickly. I will stop sharing my screen for a moment, and then I will show it again. I've shown you a lot of our free community, which if you're watching this, you're probably already in the free community, but now you understand how to use our classroom a bit more easily. Something else that I want to show you is Balanced Baddies Pro, which I've mentioned a few times, but it might be the right next step for you. So I am going to share it with you here. It's beautiful. It's amazing. There's so much in here. You have full access, first of all, to our classroom. So you can already see that this looks a little different. Everything is unlocked. You also get access to the monthly challenges we do. So we did a journaling challenge. We did a 14-day movement challenge down here. When you enter the vault, there is a lot more backlogged content. There is so much stuff. You have all of these call replays. You have more articles. You have all of these things from me. There's so many more resources in here. And then we also have some courses that are coming soon. There's so much stuff that'll be coming. And we have our calendar, which is really one of the most exciting parts. So I actually want to show September as a reference. So this is today. In September, we have a lot of really exciting stuff. So we're going to be doing a challenge together that is all about just accomplishing what your biggest goal is right now in your life. Everyone's goal is different. Mine's going to be movement-based. I know someone else has a career-based goal. Somebody else has a self-talk goal. It's a soft challenge. We'll be doing it together. We do challenges every month. We're going to be doing a cooking challenge soon. We're going to be doing another journaling challenge soon. We're going to be doing a getting out of your comfort zone with movement challenge in the coming months. And then as the holiday season comes, we will be doing challenges focused around everything from like saving money to navigating food around the holidays. We do a challenge every month to hold each other accountable. It is amazing. You can also see that this month we are going to do a cycle syncing workshop. We also have, what else do we have here? We have what's called Sexy Self-Care, which is a standing call with an outside professional who's a sexologist. She comes in and she teaches us so much amazing stuff. We actually had this call for August last night, and it was all about the sex ed you never got. It was amazing. What I haven't put in here yet, we have another page. Oh, actually, I think it's technically at the start of October. We will have book club, and we will also have our Get Shit Done hour, which is an hour where we just sit quietly on Zoom and we do the things we've been avoiding. So that's just a small taste of the events that are coming. This is not even a comprehensive list because I haven't put everything in for September or October yet. But long story short, the monthly calls in this club are amazing. They are so valuable. If we look at what we had for August as well, 2 pages for August, we had a craft night. We did our journaling challenge in July. We had book club again. We had a birthday party for Leo season. We just had an open Q&A. We have so much stuff. Every single month is different, but it is all valuable. We had a burnout masterclass, which is available in the recordings of this club. You can go back and watch it. We had our mindful movement, which is all about movement mindset. We had our call there. We had snack time together. We had so much good stuff, all about easy eating. It's all about like easy home cooking and meal creation in a way that's healthful but actually tastes good. Long story short, every month we have amazing stuff. We do new master classes, and then everything that we've done in the past is also recorded for you. You can go back and watch it. This small group, this Balanced Baddies Pro, is a small group for a reason. It is a higher level of accountability. It is a higher level of direct access to me. So the girls get to get on small group calls with me on a regular basis, and we dive deep into exactly what's going on in their life. So I'm able to give really individualized support, and they are able to give support to each other. I will not scroll down for the sake of privacy, but you can post in this group the same as you can post in the free club, and you are able to get feedback from me on a regular basis. I respond to pretty much everything that people share in here, which is not an ability I have in the free club. And then you also have people that are genuinely so motivated to see you succeed and to help you. And they are so empowering when you're able to witness their journey as well. This is a club for people who are highly motivated to make the changes that I have talked about in this call in their life as quickly and as easily as possible. That's what it exists for. It is essentially small group coaching with me. It's $49 a month right now until the 1st of September, which is only a few more days. After that, we will have our monthly membership increasing each month by just a few dollars because it is so valuable, and I want to be able to continue to run this club and the free community as well. So that's Balanced Baddies Pro. If you want to upgrade, there is a really easy post pinned in our free membership here. So there's this post, Balanced Baddies Pro versus free. You can read this, it's got all the details. There's a little button, upgrade to Pro in 2 minutes. You can also join right here. I've got it linked. It is an amazing group. You can always try it once, see if it works for you. Most people that have tried it have really, really loved it. The hardest part is just holding yourself accountable to show up, but we really do that for you a lot as well. The one other thing I wanted to share while we're here, if you are still here on this call, and it is incredibly valuable, we're back in our classroom on Balanced Baddies free right now. But if you scroll to the bottom, the very last one is called Good Proof. It's all about the one-on-one coaching that I do. So you can read a little bit more about me. There's a picture of me. I'm so cute. I was in Arizona. I was on a hike. Yeah, you can see so much of what I do as a coach. I have a lot of these interviews with my clients. They are quick little interviews that you can watch, and they are amazing. And you will see an opportunity as well to book a free consultation call with me. So I do 30-minute consultations. I do private coaching. That's how I started all of this work before the community, before social media really got bigger for me. I have been a private health coach, like working one-on-one for almost 3.5 years now, almost 4, which is crazy. Time flies. But I've helped over 100 women through my one-on-one coaching programs, and it has been an incredible experience. I have just a few of their experiences here, but I have so many of these interviews on my YouTube as well. You can watch them. I have so many testimonials from my clients. I love the work I do, and I'm damn good at the work I do, if I do say so myself, but I don't even have to, because a lot of my clients will say that to me. I love the work I do, and that's what makes me so good at it. I also know a lot, but if you are looking for really intentional work and maybe a group format is not your thing, there's a free consultation right here. It's 30 minutes. It's totally free. We'll talk about where you're at. We'll talk about if this is the right thing for you. And then we'll figure out together where you go from here, whether it's private coaching or not. I will give you all the details on that, but we will figure out exactly what the right option is for you, because I really want you to have exactly what you need in this process. And I have so much genuine love for my one-on-one clients. I just finished up with one last week. Her name is Samantha. If she's watching this, you are amazing. I love you. I just texted her the other day that I appreciate her so much. She's on the younger side, so she's, I believe, 20 or 21 right now. Definitely not the youngest I've had for a client, but she is just a really beautiful example of someone who came into my program feeling a bit lost on how to stop comparing herself to people, how to feel confident in her body, how to feel confident in her career. She was a high achieving person who compared herself a lot. And just 2 months of work together, and she is exiting our program just feeling so good in her future, in her next steps, in herself, comparing herself so much less, and just having this air of confidence that I was not present in her when we first met. And it is really, really beautiful knowing that she will walk through every day of the rest of her life feeling good about herself in that way. I help clients from all over the world. I'm currently based in Bali. I am American, so I am literally on the other side of the world from most of my clients. No matter your time difference, we can make it work. That's one thing I've learned in the last 2 years of being in Asia. It is remarkable, the powers of digital scheduling, and also I'm flexible. But I work with people from all over the world. I do work with all genders. I have some male clients as well, but I'm mostly focused on women. Love working with men, though. It is so empowering. It is so beautiful to see them go through this work. And I work with people of all ages. So I mostly specialize in, I would say, like mid-20s to right around the 40 mark. But I have clients that are as young as 14. I have clients that are as old as the early 70s. So it's really beautiful work that I do with people from all over the map. And I say that just to remind you that no matter where you are in your life or in your journey, you are in the right place. You are doing a good job. You are here. You are making progress. And if you want to make more progress, a little bit faster, a little bit easier, then just book that free consultation with me. Again, this is if you go into the classroom of the free club, it is in the right down here, the good proof section, or you can just send me a message super easy and I will book that in with you. I love doing those calls with you guys and just giving you the resources and information you need. But that is everything that I have for you today. You have so many resources at your disposal. You have clarity on why you've been stuck, and I hope a clear understanding that the problem is not you. It's just the message you've been given, the message you've been using. We are going to break that down together. We're going to make a lot of progress really quick. I'm so proud of you for being here and for committing to yourself in this process. And I can't wait to see what you achieve. If you need anything, if you have follow-up questions, if maybe you're not a member of this free community yet, then please join. And if you have questions about upgrading to Balanced Baddies Pro, which the price does go up at the end of every month, or you want to reach out about one-on-one coaching, then my inbox is open. I'm here to be curious with you and answer questions. Just no obligations in those questions either. I really do love the work I do and value it so much, and I'm really excited to see you grow. So I'll talk to you soon.